The grass fire tomorrow email is now been overtaken by events. The Senate Homeland Security Committee has voted 8-5 to advance Rand Paul's contempt resolution against Anthony Fauci. It is a referral for potential prosecution, not a conviction. And the DOJ still has to act. Now, Dr. Anthony Fauci was not held in contempt because he made one bad prediction during COVID. He was not held in contempt because people disagree with him politically. The Senate committee acted because the man who helped steer this country through the most disruptive public health crisis of our lifetime sat under subpoena and refused to answer more than 100 questions. The same government that told Americans to close their businesses and keep their kids out of school and take the shot or lose their job and stay away from dying parents and loved ones is now being told, you don't get to ask me about it. No, that's not how this works. If you had that much power over the lives of Americans, you owe Americans an answer. Point 1. The Fifth Amendment is a right, but not a blank check to erase accountability. Now, Anthony Fauci has every constitutional right to invoke the Fifth Amendment, and that right matters. But Congress also has the right and indeed the duty to investigate a witness who refuses to answer questions that are central to a lawful inquiry. And this is the part that needs to be said plainly. Fauci was given a sweeping federal pardon for the period under scrutiny. So the committee's question is not whether he has rights. The question is whether he can use that pardon as a shield from prosecution and then use the Fifth Amendment as a shield from telling the public what happened. You don't get both. A pardon is not a permission slip to take your records and your decisions and your explanations to the grave. Point 2. This is about the damage done to ordinary Americans. More than 1 million Americans died during COVID. Businesses closed, and some of them never reopened. Children lost school years that they won't get back. Families were separated in hospitals. Workers were told that their faith, their job, their bodily autonomy, and their ability to provide for their families were all subject to the orders of an unelected bureaucrats. And when doctors, parents, and working people raised questions, they were smeared as dangerous or ignorant or selfish. They were told to trust the science, but apparently not ask the scientists any questions afterwards. Folks, that's not science. That's power protecting itself. Point 3. Contempt must lead to a real evidence and real consequences. The committee vote is not justice by itself. Okay. It is the beginning of the test. Rand Paul is sending this referral to the Justice Department. Now, the DOJ has to decide whether the Congress means what it says it means when it issues a subpoena. And while that happens, the investigation must keep moving forward. The COVID origin questions, the gain of function questions, the suppression of dissenting doctors, the records, the private communications, and the decisions that wrecked lives, not slogans. The decisions that wrecked lives, not revenge. Anthony Fauci was treated like an untouchable saint for years. But no bureaucrat is above the American people. Not because he wears a white coat, not because the media built him a brand, and not because the president signed this ridiculous pardon. The Senate committee has now said the public deserves answers. Good. But the job is not finished until the Justice Department does its thing. The evidence is exposed, and the people who lost jobs, businesses, and time with loved ones, and, of course, the faith in their government, until we finally hear the truth. Because the American people were told to shut up, sit down, and obey. And now it's Fauci's turn. to answer to us.